We're going to say good morning right now from Gulfstream Park, but it's only
You got 1 minute.
before 1 minute before noon. We're going to start the day with a good main track and all-weather speeder. We had some rain over the night, and I have a gauge, Brian, when I come over the rainbow tracks. If there's a big puddle there, especially in the winter, I know if we're going to be off the turf or what the track's going to be listed as.
I usually come over them before you, so I knock the water out a little bit. But same route, and that is the tell right there.
Before me, I thought I was the only one here today. Hey, we had a great day yesterday. It was a long day, but I hope you hit the Rainbow Six. If not, we're going to start a new one today. We'll talk about that a little later on as we go through the day. And we mention this a lot. A lot of times when it's hit, the next day it gets hit again. It's like an amazing thing. Don't ask me why. So we told you the track conditions, and I guess that's good enough to get right into the race. Of course, we'll be joined by Samantha during the afternoon session here. 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. Their claimers, your fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 in life. Scratch the 3 horse in here. Jockey on the 6 is Joseph Treos. And Brian, you have an early pick 5 ticket.
Yeah. And thanks to everybody for firing yesterday. They put about $4 million, almost exactly $4 million total into that rainbow pool.
I'm not talking about any numbers.
No, you're not talking about numbers. That's right. $3.999 million. Thank everybody. Let's take a look at the early pick 5 today. And as Ron said, rainbow fresh. 36 for me. I lost the best bet today, unfortunately, Ron, after I finally hit one yesterday. Oh, my goodness. Finally hit one yesterday. Race 2. We'll get to the opener in a second. Race 2, that 2-year-old dash. I'll go to the inside. Sophistry, the first timer for the Walenskys. Race number 3, the 4, Mr. Cooper. Race number 4. That's where the big scratch is. I lose my best bet, the 2, Sunroof. So I scratch into the 3, Lucivan Lastel, who won last time as well. And in race 5, that's the 6. The single is Miss Diz, who was going to be my best bet. But you can't have 2, Ron. So we'll just say I like Miss Diz quite a bit.
Yeah, wow, yeah, I missed that one. So we'll see how that plays out. I did not even pick that in my top 4. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
First race today. Yeah, we'll start it off. I know you have a replay you want to show. You want to go with that first? Let's kick it off.
We can go with Peggy Sue, I Love You, because 3 of them do come out of that race. Now, this is Peggy Sue, I Love You, Lita, and 3 girls, and they're going at it. And Peggy Sue, I Love You is going to finish best of all of them on the engine here, dueling early. She ran very, very well. She really didn't want to let anybody by. It was a good, solid effort, I thought, and she's down on the inside really trying hard. Foggy Note is going to win this race. Lita runs on a little bit. I thought 3 girls kind of got the trip and was a little bit flat. So you can see that there, the trio of them coming back today. I don't know, Ron. I was looking elsewhere as you were coming back to 3 girls.
Yeah, I took 3 girls with the little distance, and I thought after that was, first after the Claymore here at Delgado, that this horse would show positive step forward today, so I put that one on top. How did you go?
Yeah, I went, this is my long shot right off the rip here. Ace up her sleeve for Steve Claceris. We're going to cut back. We're going to go second off the layoff, a long layoff as well, and we're going to get back to the Tapeta. And she has run okay on it in the past. She had a trip last time. She got whacked out and pushed really wide into the first turn, and then she kind of aggressively ran off, really. It was kind of a wild, aggressive runoff a little bit. I just think she saw daylight, and I don't know if there was a lot Miguel Vasquez could do. Well, we're cutting back today. She should be a square price, and, this is a race I wanted to look around into.
Yeah, you could look around, and they're currently on the board 8-1, but very, very early in the wager. Another horse I had some issue. You actually showed the race there, so I'm using a lot of those horses that are coming out of there with Peggy Sue, I Love You. He's hoping to save more. You saw that. Set that precious pace throughout and finished second. Thought it was a good performance. And she'll be really dangerous if they let her lope along on the front end today.
That was her first start on Tapeta, and she improved open lengths night and day. Was blinkers added, too. As Ronnie just said, they're going to have to run her down. We did get some rain overnight. We saw how fast the Tapeta was yesterday. We saw how speedy the Tapeta was yesterday. She's a very, very dangerous commodity in the opener.
Yeah, I'm not a big proponent of tracks that, like speed tracks and all that, but boy, yesterday you had to sort of notice that. So going to be interesting to see how it plays out today. We'll go to the second race, and with that said, we'll be on the dirt, and the dirt is lifted as good, and it's the main track, of course. 5 furlongs. Love these races. Maiden special weight 2-year-olds, and it kicks off the early pick 4 with Samantha's ticket, I believe. Let's see what
take a look at it. Yeah, I think she likes the 1 in here as well. I know she said Sophistry is pretty fast, and then you can see a 2 by 2 by 2. She'll be up with us in a little bit, and she'll be able to talk and look at these these 2-year-olds as well, because we've got a field of 7, Ron, and none of them have done any work in the afternoon.
And, you get guys both with the one Sophistry, and you got a video you want to show what workout was, put it that way.
Yeah, not a lot to see from the rest of these, but we can give a look at Sophistry. The Walensky's work them very fast in the morning. We see this time and time again. She's outside of One More Silver Dollar, who I believe scratched yesterday, I think it was. Might have been Friday. This is at Keeneland now on April the 8th here, and this is going to end up being 37-1. There's not a lot to look at here. Again, couldn't find a lot of works here. From here on out, they are very zippy. A bullet at Keeneland on May 22nd, but she's a good moving daughter of Matole, a champion sprinter. We know that as well on the main track, clearly, for Steve Asmussen and the Hildebrandts. So Sophistry could be a little precocious, and it looks like is fast. Tote board race for sure, Ron.
I backed it up a little bit. I'm not enamored with first-time starters starting from the rail. I always think you got to have, you got to get out of there and get a good position. That's not to say they can't do it. So I did go with Airdrie Hill, and this one from Jack Sisterson, and just, he does real good with these type of horses. I think you have a stat you want to show.
Yeah, Jack has been very, very good. He's 33% on the form with first-time starters. This is all told, though, now, so we can expand this out. Not quite as sharp, but I think Jack, I'd say in the last we'll say 2 to 3 years for sure, has really gotten better stock too. They paid $260 for this horse, Ron. The dam was on race. It's her 9th foal. 7 of them have run. 2 of them won on debut. A half to Chief Iston, who could run and was 2 for 2. Won 2 starts to start his career by the length of the stretch. I think this horse is going to be live today. She has worked very, very quickly.
Yeah, I was just going to point out that bullet work. When you work 35 out of the gate here, 2-year-old, that's a pretty good move. So we'll see how that race plays out. And you want to look somewhere else. There's different ways you're going to go. And we saw yesterday, we thought we had it all planned out, and the course just took off. And, these first-time starters, you never know with 2-year-olds. So let's flip the page, and we'll go to race number 3 this afternoon. And it's going to be a sprint on the Tapeta. And these are maiden claimers, and they're 3-year-olds and up. We do have a scratch in here of the number 3 horse in here, Praiseworthy. And Praiseworthy, I didn't even have that one on a ticket. I went with Mr. Cooper on top of my ticket.
Yeah, I had Praiseworthy further down as well, and I have Mr. Cooper on top too, Ron. And this is Amador Sanchez. The barn's getting going again. We've got 2 good Tapeta races staring at us kind of right in the face. 0 for 9, I get it, but the form seems to have perked up a little bit when the blinkers came off in the last 2 starts, and I would give him a very tepid nod as the horse to beat.
Yeah, the number 2 Zano, if you're looking here, was hoping to get away from the starting gate in a timely fashion. He had a slow start last time out to finish 3rd behind aforementioned Mr. Cooper, so maybe he can reverse that previous outcome with a cleaner break, and then Yassor you have in 2nd. Would break from the rail, turn back to this distance. He needs to do something, so they're trying a couple of things with this horse.
4 straight slow starts for Zano.
Yeah.
Starting to become,
I know.
It's a rule. That's not an exception anymore. Look at the jock switch on the 1. Melvis Gonzalez has had a really good week. Don't get me wrong. Who's riding today? Edgar Zayas.
Yeah.
You better look out.
Yeah, see if they can get this guy, clear up that slow starting stuff. 4th race this afternoon is one here that is going to be 1.70 miles on the Tapeta. The claimers, they're fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races in life. Scratch the 2 Sunroof. Note the jockey on the number 8 is Joseph Treos, and I too had Sunroof right on top of my ticket. So you got to just start looking around. I bumped into Singing Sinatra in here. You went with the 3, Lucien Lefstel.
Wow, they're the 2 now, right? They're both very, very significant favorites, barring something at least unforeseen. We've seen some unforeseen the last couple of days, but they're the 2 horses. Now, Lucivon comes in off a dominant 12-5 maiden claiming win. She's going to step up and face winners, whereas your horse, Ron, is really going to drop today for Kathleen O off that starter optional claimer.
Yeah, this is a good spot. That's when, just trying to get that second lifetime win, which, maybe this is the spot to do it in. And it's sort of like, you get the old with the dice crapshoot here with the scratch little Sunroof. This looked like it was going to be an easy race, but when that horse came out, like you said, I think we have the logical 2 in there, the 4, the 6 behind it in there, and we'll see how that plays out. So race number 5 this afternoon is going to be 1 mile and 70 yards on the Tapeta. These are maiden claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. And we did have a scratch on the outside of the number 9, Raina Mar. And how did you see this race here?
Well, I like Miss Diz. Like I said, she was going to be my best bet. I changed it at the last minute. We'll show you her replay. She's a 4-year-old daughter of First Dude out of a Speightstown mare. I don't really think 5.5 furlongs is anything remotely what she wants to do. But she was 3-1 this day. They bet her in this spot, and you're going to watch her kind of have some traffic here in the stretch. She's going to be 5th. She's running on nicely. She was 3-1. I don't know if I want to call her a short horse, but this is just not what she wants to do. Well, today, Ronnie, she's going to get what she wants to do. She's going to stretch out. She's going to get Edgar Zayas aboard as well, and she's going to run into this pedigree, and she's got a world of upside in a race where I'm not sure who's got upside in here.
Yeah, owned by my old buddy Joe in BC, and Red Gal is where I went. And this one here proves she can do what she did last time out. She proved she can run at 1 mile and 70 yards on the Tapeta, and she also, proved she can handle this level of competition. So she ran a good second. 20-1 last time out. What do we get today?
You get a lot less than that today. I do think they'll fire pretty hard on Miss Diz, but I don't think you're going to get, I got 7-2 on the morning line to put it right there. But that's the only race you need to look at, right? And it was a great race.
Yeah, it was
all
a good
things
race.
Considered.
Proven trained by Mary Bennett. Then you got the one Repiant who's has a claiming tech cut in half after coming from Tampa. Another one who was shipping down, finished an even third. Now it's against 25 maidens going this exact distance on the Tapeta. Is the drop going to help this horse?
Drop in speed, I think. Yeah. She's a dangerous horse down on the inside. You saw Joe Trejos yesterday wire the field with that first-time starter, put her right on the lead, and that's a path to victory here. And there's not a lot of pure speed. If she breaks running, as you mentioned, on the drop as well, she could be dangerous.
And the 5, Tiz Heron, just to close it out here, is making a usually fruitful third start back from a layoff. She finished third behind the, redhead gal last time out. Hey, it's Dale Romans. He doesn't have many horses here. He probably knows this horse is a Tapeta horse. That's why I kept him down here.
Yeah, good to see Dale running some horses down here. She's okay. She'll get a piece. I can't really see her passing everybody, but she'll run on for a piece.
Well, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have my Rainbow Six ticket and lots more.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Ron and Brian here, and if you're just joining us, we are dealing with a good main track, and we also dealing with the all-weather Tapeta throughout the afternoon. And we got the Rainbow Six coming up. I want to remind everybody, the end of the fiscal year is June 30th in Florida, so everything must go on that day. So we will have mandatory payout in all wages, I believe. Rainbow Six, Pick 5, got to go that day, and we start anew on July 1st, so whenever we're back in action. So just so you know that, another mandatory payout on, what date is that, Saturday?
That's Sunday.
Sunday.
So, assuming it doesn't get hit, and as Ronnie said, these are days where it can get hit, you get a price or two, we'll have another 5 days to build this thing up.
And let's take a look at my ticket, $28.80 this afternoon, and I went 3 deep, and here we'll talk about this race. In race number 7, my top pick is in number 4 horse in here, Champion's Dream for Safi Joseph Jr. In race number 8, just 2 for me in there. I think the horse to beat is Admiral Hopper, the number 6, but I got a little bit of a Rohan Crichton horse that I like in here, Fortuna Bell, I think can run well. There's my single today, Mary Quite Contrary coming back. Spoke with Eddie Plisa Jr., the horse is doing great. Hey, Edgar Zayas going to be riding today. In the 10th race, just too deep with the admissible on top. And in the last, my long shot of the day is Life is Precious for Mary Bennett. A wide open race. This horse is going to try something new. Maybe we'll get a little bit of a price with Life is Precious with Jose Ferrer in the saddle going to stretch out today.
8-1.
Yeah, 8-1. We'll see how that horse runs. I mean, it's you got to prove a couple of things, but thought that might be the way to go. So getting back to race number 6 this afternoon, Brian, how'd you kick it off?
Kicking it off with the 4. South America. I was dead set against the 1, the Iceman Runneth, who's out, so that's a big scratcher, morning line favorite at least. I don't know if they're going to bet this horse, Ron.
Yeah.
I really don't know. They didn't bet this horse on debut at Parks in July. That's all we have to work with, a gelded son of Daddy Longlegs. Parks is a weird spot. What happens at Parks usually stays at Parks, okay?
Good way of putting it.
Right, okay? Wink, wink, nod, nod. With that being said, this now goes to the Bennett barn. We are working off the page here, and the Lasix goes on. The other thing I like, too, we're drawn outside the other 2 main contenders.
And Mary Bennett will have a great day. She's got my long shot. She's got this pick here. I want to ask you in here, what do you do? What we got a video that we want to show? Is that race Nick's Bro in here?
Bro, yeah.
Let's show that.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Is that what you were getting at? What do you do with Nick's Bro?
No,
I don't know what you do with. Well, maybe that's another horse.
Right.
But Nick's Bro, this is the last time we saw Nick's Bro on a main track here, and absolutely bottomed out this field, albeit with the since retired Ralph Nix.
Right.
Did get set up. I'm going to tell you what, Ron. If Nick's Go wants to throw down a 90 buyer in here. He will have the length of the stretch on this group, but hadn't been out in a while, came back on the turf at Tampa for a new trainer, Herman Parra, lower percentage trainer, a real wild card today. And now the other thing with a massive scratch down on the inside, all these prices are a lot lower than they were going to be.
Well, yeah, I had the Iceman Runneth on top of my ticket, and I bumped into the number 3 horse in here, Nick's Bro, in that video. I don't know what we're going to get now.
Nope.
But the one I really want to ask you about is the 2, the filly against the boys, and that's Cart Girl Sam. And this one steps up. She used her speed last time out to defeat those older maiden special runners at the distance for Roy and Crichton. I know the barn likes this horse this afternoon. Is it just the fact that they just needed a spot, or they think they can handle the boys?
I would go with the former rather than the latter. I think the females facing males is a little bit overrated. It's not something that happens a lot in this country. You see it all the time in Europe.
Right.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. And, oh, by the way, she's getting 10 pounds from Nick's Bro, too. This horse, I think, was Samantha's best bet last time, and she's going to be they're going to fire hard on her now, especially with the scratch of the 1. She's very, very fast, and she put it all together last time. And I think we've come to realize, and you have longer than I have, you don't question anything Rohan does when they're in here.
No, he's an excellent trainer. He does a good job. So with that said, that is race number 6. But the fun continues with race number 7. This one is going to be a mile 70 yards on the Tapeta, allowance optional claimer. And these are 3-year-olds and up with no scratches or jockey changes. And I believe Samantha has a late pick 5 ticket that we're going to look at right now, and we'll see what she's got planned. Whoa, look at that. It's that kind of day. It really is.
I agree, and this is a beast of a race to kick it off. I can't wait to talk about it. You can see her single is in race 9. It's my single as well. That's Beth's Dream. I mean, she's even on the morning line. She could be 2 to 5 in the race, and then she's 3 by 3. Samantha will be back out here to look at the 2-year-olds in race number 2, and she can talk about this ticket a little bit more later on. But that's the single on everybody's ticket,
Not
Beth's
mine.
Dream. Not yours. Interesting.
No, my best bet, one of my favorite horses,
Whoa,
Mary
wow.
quite contrary.
All right.
So
Well,
she's going to run well today with
I
Edgar
hope she does.
With Edgar Zayas
I hope
in the
she
saddle
does.
day. I'm expecting a big performance in there. So let's get to this race that you want to. I started off with Champion Dream. You started off with the 7 Burning Turf, and let's hear about that.
Well, first of all, it's a spread race, right? I think this is a tough race. 3 to 1, 'tis the bomb on the morning line, and who knows who they're going to bet. But my point being is that's what kind of race it is.
Right.
It should not be a decisive favorite. But Burning Turf now going to try Tapeta for the first time for Hernandez and Amity Racing. Hi, Amicio is here. Pew, I think this horse can get loose in here, Ron.
I went with the number 4, who you have in second, Champion Dream. Now, and Saffy Joseph Jr.'s barn. He's pretty good. It's a $425,000 son of Justify, debuting on the Tapeta. Sort of had that inconsistent campaign going a mile at Aqueduct. That's all this horse did, 3 times a mile out at Aqueduct. The barn is 25%. We're new additions to the shed row. What do you get?
Well, I'm going to rewind to yesterday. This is another race we brought back, right? This race was on the turf initially. This horse was not around. What happens today? Just like yesterday with Barricata.
Right.
Safi put that horse in. She was not in the first time. She ran off the screen in the powder break. I think you better pay attention here because Safi's got another one. Edgard is here.
Right.
Oh, boy, you better look out with Champion's Dream.
That other one, the 2 Novo Sol, the Brazilian bred, is a 3-time winner going long on the Tapeta, so you got to like that. Returns to that surface today after rallying to defeat those optional claimers, going a mile of 16th on the turf. Safi has Drayden Van Dyke going for 2 in a row. Do you play musical jockeys? Braden had to stay here because this is what he went on.
Of course, yeah, of course. And he's done a really good job since coming over here, and Safi's been giving him a leg up. This horse is 3 for 5 on Tapeta, too.
So no interest in the 6 Tiz the Bomb in here for now, and Jose D'Angelo Bond gets class relief today.
I mean, I made him the morning line favorite. I would expect they bet him. They did that with Howard yesterday, Wallowitz, for some reason. Boy, did they know. I print 8 deep.
Right.
I don't even see a third-place finish, Ron. This horse, I don't know. He's got a lot to prove.
I put my analysis, let the tote point you in the right direction here with this horse because I got him third. Not that I'm trying to sell anything here. I'm just just was curious that he's the morning line favorite, and you tutti finuti'd him, as we say.
It's been a long time between drinks for him. It's been a long time since he's been competitive. He was a grade 1 kind of horse back in the day. He is 2 for 3 on Tapeta at Turfway Park. No idea what you get from him today.
Let's go to race number 8, and this is going to be a sprint on the Tapeta, and this is starter optional claimers for fillies and mares 4 and up. Scratch the 4 Sol Hope, which was my top pick, and the number 8 both sides. So I got bumped into Admiral Hopper in here, and I think you got a video you want to show.
Yes to all of that stuff. We'll show Admiral Hopper and Fortuna. Admiral Hopper's been 40 cents, 60 cents, and 60 cents on the dollar. I didn't want to pick him at all. Hurt at all today. She's probably going to be 40 cents on the dollar again with the scratch. I don't know, Ron. I didn't like this race that much, to be perfectly honest with you and blunt with you. She can't see this out from here at 2 to 5.
Right.
Ugh, I don't like that one bit. Anatomy runs her down. She's good. They're going to bet her. I get it. The scratch of Sol Hope is huge. By the way, and again, I don't like to get into jockeys' musical chairs. Who was riding Sol Hope?
Yeah.
Edgar Zayas, who rode Admiral Hopper last time. Edgar Zayas. Well, that's long gone now. She's odds on. We scratch into her. Doesn't mean we love her.
And you saw Fortuna Bell there is hoping to get back to the winning circle. She had that really nice 2-race win streak, and it ended when she was third behind Admiral Hopper last time out. So, it's Rowan Crichton, and he's got Edwin Gonzalez at the control, so you got to give this horse for sure another look.
There's no doubt about it. Everybody's going to be in half now, so Fortuna Bell will probably be 3 or 4 to 1. Sonicus is a player getting back to the Tapeta, but now with the scratch, they're all looking up at Admiral Hopper.
Well, our feature race today comes from race number 9, and it's my pal Chrissy, and I'm going to let you take it away here with Beth Stream because everybody in America seems to making this horse their single.
Yeah, because she's just way better in this field. It's as simple as that. I mean, she's 6 for 8 on the main track here. We can show it. There's nothing to show, really, except an absolute tour de force. And I'm going to, if I may, my friend, a little jiggy jog in the park here, okay, because this is just a class horse. I'm going to call this third gear. I don't even know. Look at her ears. Paco in this spot, never even does anything, okay, doesn't ask her. She's drawing off in a canter without ever breaking a sweat. She's perfectly drawn here today. She can be placed anywhere. She's 6 for 8 here. She's 6 for 7 at a mile. She's just way better than this group.
Well, let me try and sell you a little bit on Mary Quackentree, who's hoping to reignite the horse for course status when she's a 7-time winner here. She loves this track. She returns to action. I think she needed some time off. She's was in a steady dose of graded stakes races here. I thought that she was a class here, a good spot, and she's trained forwardly for Eddie Pleaser Jr. And I like the fact that Edgar Zayas is get aboard. Her whole running style was making that one big swooping move and reeling down horses. I think with a smaller field, she's going to have to work harder, but I really trust that Edgar's going to get her into the race sooner.
Yeah, well, that would be great, and I think that would be important, and I think that would be the key, but she was at one point, I think, 7 for 8 looping the field.
Right.
And I just don't know if that's in her. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you try to put that in her or horses and change their running style, it doesn't work. Listen, you're first in line. I'm second in line. I love this horse. She's awesome. What a great horse to root for. I got to see one, though. I got to see more from her because I don't know if she's still got it.
Well, Gulfstream was certainly very impressive show in that race. And, then you talk about the underneath horses in there. Who do you go with? I went with Rosie Halo, big price. Hey, we got tries, we got supers. Maybe one of these horses clunks up.
Yeah, I don't know why didn't she run last time? She was dreadful. Getting to Rohan, Safi had her. She goes to Rohan. She doesn't fire at all. So we'll see what we get from her today. I don't think she can win, but don't sleep on the other Victor Barboza. Battle Cry's okay. And she likes a mile in a main track, too.
And those selections of mine should read 2537. I had the 5 in second, so I must have retyped it wrong or something like that. So
I know you're hard-headed, but I was
you're
not going to put
2537. No, I'm looking here and I'm going, wait a minute, how did I miss Gulfstream? So that was probably I sent them up there wrong. So 2537 for me. We'll straighten that out when we come back this afternoon. I'm looking down and I'm saying, no, wait, I could not have missed this horse that badly. I mean, I've missed some good ones once in a while, but not that one. So let's go to race number 10, 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. It's an allowance optional claimer for fillies and mares. They are 3-year-olds and upward, and we have a nice clean slate of no scratches in here. And, Boy, Choose Joy. This horse has got a lot of back class, it really runs well. I remember you saying you think maybe her best days might be a little bit behind the way. I don't know, but I used to love this horse.
I do too. And Steve Dwoskin, what a job he's done with her. Last time, Ron, was her first time on the Gulfstream turf where she didn't complete the exacta.
Wow.
She didn't run at all either. I know she had a rough beginning, but she's always back there anyway.
Right.
So, I don't know. She's run winless in 3 starts. I think Tapeta's okay, but I kind of always thought she was a little better on turf. Might be a right time to try to beat her, which is both what we're doing.
I was torn. I was really torn. What do I do with Choose Joy and everything? But I kept going back to Admissible, and I figured I got to take a shot with this horse. Yep. I think this is the one to beat this afternoon. 2-time winner on the Tapeta, drops after those pair of 5th place finishes, but that was on the turf and dirt up in Kentucky. Some hard-knocking campaigners up there, down there, wherever they are.
I think it's an up there.
Yeah.
The fact that Jose D'Angelo brought her up there says, he's got a lot of confidence in her. Didn't work out, I get that. But now we're back on Tapeta, as you said. We got to talk about the flow of this race. Right. The one horse that was not in here last week that's in here today, Poema. So nothing's free on the front end anymore.
Yeah, and what about we got a video of Choose Joy,
we can show it.
We can show that now. We talked about it, but might as well show what's going on here.
So this is her on December 3rd, and this is the good Choose Joy. Right. She's going to run everybody down on the Tapeta, and that is not easy to do, and it's not like she had a good trip here either. Right. She's in and amongst traffic. She's going to get into the breach and run for the hills, who has gone on, by the way, up to Kentucky and elsewhere to have been a really good turf horse for Team Cassie and the Gary Barber Pink Silks. A good effort from Choose Joy.
Yeah, very good effort.
Ron, to me, this is December 3rd.
Right.
That looks like about 8 years ago, considering what we've seen of late from Choose
but that's what it's sort of alluding to. And that was but I was torn because I kept thinking it is. And then you read the Small Trouble line last time. I'm head turned. You're right. She always comes from behind. Right. But, maybe the horse, was a little, I don't know. We'll see what we get. I mean, I wouldn't leave her off my ticket, and you didn't either in there. Well, what else you went with the 6 in second, and that's Drumroll. Drumroll's been good.
Drumroll has been good. It's been on turf, yes, but she's got a Tapeta win, and she's going to get first run on both Choose Joy and our top pick, Admissible, as well. And that's going to put her in a good spot. Amicia will get her into the race because she's got tactical speed. Our 2 horses do not.
And Bohemia, as you mentioned, boom, going to be going for as soon as they pop the gate latch, as they say in France. So we'll go to the, I don't know.
They say other things over there, too.
Right? Let's go. I'm getting out of here. Race number 11 here, and it is a mile and a 16th on the Tapeta. And these are maidens and their 3-year-olds, and we've got a nice full field of 9 to close out the week. And I went with, I looked at this race over and over, and I said, I don't know. So I went with the new Life is Precious, who's changing it up, wide open nightcap, stretches out around 2 turns on Tapeta, close to finish 3rd. That was against maiden special weight runners sprinting on the dirt. It's the son of World of Trouble. They like the Tapeta. the distance, and I figured, let me take a little bit of a shot here. I think you said 8-1 on the morning line. So, it's that wide open to me. Probably the 9 is the one you have to look at, but there's other ways you can go.
Well, you said I don't know, and that's exactly what this race is, because I don't know. Life is Precious is out of a Grave Digger mare. I don't think I've ever heard of that horse.
You looking at my Grave Digger.
Never heard of that horse. Wide open. Why not? I went 5 deep in my late pick 4. I took the 9. The 9 had a you can't win kind of post last time at a mile on the turf. Way different today. The Tapeta debut was pretty darn good, albeit at a sprint.
Yeah, she was that was a 2-year-old, right?
Yeah.
She was a 2-year-old. Yeah, no, I have her on the ticket for that. And then I used the 6. Well, let's talk about the 1 because you got to stand on the fixed on Mark Cassie.
Yeah, this is Team Cassie. Second time out. We're going to try Tapeta today. Second time starters turf to Tapeta. That's not bad at all. 20%. No. The ROI is trying to get to even money there. Edgard is here, a horse that showed a lot of speed on turf. I assume now with an alert beginning, this is the horse to catch in here.
Yeah, and you got Edgard Zayas, which is always a plus. And Pet Matt was shifted to the all-weather surface today. Finished second against Special. That was on the turf. It's a Son of Candy ride. I think he finds an ideal spot to try the surface switch, which we're going back to. This is a wide open affair.
Yeah, I don't want to compare the two, but it worked for Howard Wallowitz. First time Tapeta for this barn last time.
Did it work?
Did it work? My goodness, did it work? Pet Matt, that's a monster race in and of this body of field last time.
So you see how it goes. I'm taking a little bit of a shot, and Brian with Bell Mountain, we don't know what we're going to get from Bethany Baumgartner in there. We'll see how that horse runs. So that's the 11 for us, but we're not done. We have the Rainbow Six the Rainbow Six. What we're going to talk about, the lightning round with the Rainbow Six situation.
It certainly wasn't easy at all, and that's why you got $18,000, I believe. And here you go. There was the opening leg that blew everything up.
Yeah.
That first-time starter from Ruben Sierra that was 12-1 on the tote board. They didn't bet a nickel on the horse, and she ran like she was 2-1 or 1-2 maybe.
Yeah.
And then from there, a lot more formful. You still had to come up with a couple horses, though.
Yeah, you like Batacuda in there. I had a little further down on the ticket. She ran exceptionally well for, with the angle and the stake there. So, and then Positive Review was you could have come up with those if you had a good, decent ticket. The first one, you just got to go hit the old button or hope that you got it. But some people did, and they got rewarded with $18,000 plus.
Bold Advance, that was my best bet of the day. I think 7 or 8 to 5. That was a very logical single in the sequence. So, if you did some digging and came up with them, you got 18-4. Congratulations to everybody out there that did.
Yeah, and Awesome Win, too, was also, I think, one that you could have bet. The rest, you had to be a pretty good handicapper, and people were. So, feature event today? Isn't that next?
No, they had yesterday, Powder Break. We're going to show you how good Batacuda was. And as I mentioned, she was the horse not in this race on turf originally. And watch her just, Edgard Zayas, what a ride he gave because they were stopping in front of him, and he knew it, and he was going to bide his time and watch this horse streak to daylight.
Yeah, I think Edgard won both stakes yesterday.
He was very impressive because Positive Review won the other one, the Wildcat Red.
Yeah. So he won both stakes yesterday, and he's, of course, our leading rider here and everything. And, then we got our best bets and long shots to talk about. We'll start with Brian's best bet.
No dice. I'm out. After I finally got one home yesterday, I'm out.
So you gave up for the day?
Good night, everybody.
I'm going to try and beat Mary Quite Contrary here. beat the big favorite in there with Mary Quite Contrary for my best bet. And long shot today, did you lose that too?
No, I got that. I'm like the Costanza. I'm leaving on a high. But right here in the opener, 23 minutes to post the 2, ace up her sleeve is my long shot.
Taking a little bit of money. Mine is in the last, as I mentioned, for Mary Bennett, just taking a little bit of a shot with Life is Precious in a certainly wide open affair. So that's how we see the 11. We'll be joined a little later by Samantha Perry, of course, and she'll help us with those 2-year-olds for sure.
Race 2, that's it. Pete's upstairs, scratches and changes. Happy to have you aboard here on a Sunday fun day at Gulfstream Park.